Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. Hey, friends. Hey, Lynn's friends, honey. Happy Memorial Day weekend. This is just a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm just super excited about my guest today, y'all. Woo! Child, I hope y'all are ready. I hope y'all are ready. How is everybody doing? Thank you for being here on Clock In with Lynn. I'm your host, Lynn Williams. So yes, let's get it going, honey. Let's get it going today. It's gonna be a good day, y'all. Okay, let me just give you just a little bit. Let me just give you a little something of my special guest today. She is a wellness speaker, project manager, and tech expert and entrepreneur, y'all. She's dedicated to helping women unlock their full potential and achieve success in all areas of their lives. She realized that many women struggle with balancing their work and personal lives and often face challenges such as stress, yes, burnout, and imposter syndrome. So she decided to create Smart Girl Brand Media to inspire and support women to overcome these obstacles and thrive in their lives, honey. She has a bachelor's degree in journalism from Morgan State University, a master's degree in project management from George Washington University, and 3 credits shy of achieving her MBA, y'all. She was nominated as Woman of the Year from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. She's a Golden Key Scholar. She's part of the National Society of Leadership and Success Scholar. Woo! In addition to being a member of the National Association of Black MBAs. Come on, y'all. Y'all help me introduce my friend, Lisa D. Harris.
Yay! Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So excited for you to be here. Like, oh my God. Like when we met, I was like, oh my God, y'all. She is just a breath of fresh air. She's lovely. She's smart, beauty, and brains, y'all. So I didn't tell the people a little bit about you, but where are you from? Just tell us a little bit. What did I leave out?
Well, you covered everything. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. So I grew up in Baltimore. I went to Western High School, which is the same high school that Stephanie Rawlings Blake, the former mayor of Baltimore, went to. And I just, was taught to aim high and just to help out the community as much as we can. Baltimore is an amazing city, so I'm excited to rep my hometown.
I love it. Be More is in the building. So y'all see the title. It is Don't Let Your Enemy Be Your Enemy, honey. So just tell us a little bit about your the Smart Girl brand.
Yeah, totally. So it was very interesting because I started off in journalism, where I was like an entertainment reporter for a hop, skip, and a jump. And then I moved into the corporate world and kind of moved up the corporate ladder, managing projects and things of that sort. And I just kind of realized through a lot of the things I was doing with the different companies I was working for, that, we are some hard workers. Women work really, really hard. But sometimes kind of difficult juggling like family life and relationships and, caring for yourself, and don't even throw kids in the mess. And it's kind of like, how can we do it all? Can we have it all? Right. So I wanted to just kind of give back and create resources and, content in regards to how to help women navigate everything without getting too stressed out.
Mm-hmm. And so I love that. I love that because we really really need that. And what do you believe are like was a key component of like overall women's wellness?
Yeah, I think it's so nuanced, right? So when you think about women wellness, a lot of people think, okay, let me jog, let me get in my steps, let me eat, my fruits and vegetables, and it's so much more. It's such a wellness wheel, right? As far as like environmental wellness, financial wellness, physical wellness, social wellness, and all of it goes hand in hand together. So what I notice is that sometimes we're juggling, all of these different wellness components of this wellness wheel and
Mhm.
something right? Maybe our social life is good, but our physical life is lacking. Maybe our environmental and societal impacts is kind of hindering us back. So it's kind of one of the things where I realized I would say self-care and understanding your needs, your self-needs is like the most important thing. Doing the inner work so that we can kind of have that outer success is most important. So nowadays we can get overwhelmed trying to juggle it all. So it's just kind of like take a step back, focus on you, mindfulness, meditation, what are your needs? And then from that, you can kind of like plan the course.
Right. I have ADD. So I just started trying to meditate. And I've been doing like, I did like a minute and I'm like, Lord, my mind started drifting off. Then I was like, let me get back. But it has really helped me. And I feel like too, a lot of women feel like it's selfish when they think of self-care. But
Mm.
that has been like the turning point for me as far as just being happy because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do. I'm just in the season of doing me right now. So, what other tips do you have, like for like any type of self care that women can kind of like use throughout the day, or just something to keep them grounded?
Yeah, I think what you said is the key. You are making yourself happy, right?
Mm.
And it's kind of like from that cornerstone, then everything else comes out, right? So, what are some things that they can do, right? So, just kind of think about what makes you happy. When you were a little kid, what made you happy? Did you like to play? Were you into acting? Because a lot of times, as we start growing up as an adult and adulting, then we start losing sight of our little kids' passions. And if you
Mm.
kind of go back to where you were at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, then you are kind of like that authentic person, that authentic self. So really
Mm.
just kind of consider what makes you happy. If drawing makes you happy, then do that for self-care. Do some creative things, right? If doing makeup and beauty makes you happy, go to Sephora, buy that Rihanna lipstick. I love Fenty Beauty. Go
Love Fenty
to
Beauty.
Love Fenty Beauty. Go to a med spa, right? My girlfriend, Kiana Stewart, she has an amazing med spa in Maryland called K Stewart Beauty and Wellness. And they
Nice.
do hydrofacials, they take care of your skin. And one of the most important things I think is important is to connect with other women. Have an
Yes.
amazing social group, right? So if you kind of Google like just different events going on for women around town, then you will see so many amazing programs and so many amazing events, right? You have Color Vision, which is something here in Maryland as well as different other areas. They just had an event in Atlanta where it has a lot of other women professionals who are networking. It's another group called the Well Network where it's kind of like pouring back into women and creating that community and that safe space. So when it comes to what makes you happy, I would say really ask yourself what makes you happy and then do that work. And then I would say that's the first step to kind of like your self-care journey.
I love it. I love all of that. And women, we're just natural nurturers, so we're always trying
Mhm.
to take care of everybody else. We're always trying
Exactly.
and we neglect ourselves. And I always tell people it's not you got to take care of yourself first. And I believe that taking care of yourself before anybody. Anybody. Like you
And we're
have to.
always taking care of other people. It's just like, we're always, maybe wanting to please people or nurture people. And it's kind of like, well, who's looking out for you? I looked out for Jack, Jill, and Tom down the hill. But
Come on.
who is looking out for Lynn and Lisa? Like, what's up?
Absolutely. 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 And girl, this is so true, child. This is hitting. Girl, this is hitting everything in my soul.
Good, good, good. Yes. We're two peas in a pod.
Come on. So in your experience, what are some common like barriers women face that you know of when trying to improve their wellness? Like what are some of the things you've seen that they like fight against? Like,
Yeah, I think sometimes we will get maybe depressed because it's just too many things to do. We may not seek help. We may internalize a lot of things, and that can be difficult, right? So it's important for us to give ourselves grace to understand, like we're not going to be able to, you know, do this master plan of going from good to great all in one step, right?
mhm, mhm.
So just for women to understand that it's a navigation process, and just take those baby steps and celebrate those wins. Sometimes the step is, I was able to get out the bed today. you know
Absolutely.
that is okay. Like, think about it. If someone might have been, suffering with depression or suffering with so many different things, and maybe they weren't able to do certain things. The fact that you took a step forward in order to progress in some way, whether it's picking up the phone and calling someone, seeking help, or just taking that small step, I would say celebrate that win. So one of the biggest things is women a lot of times are too hard on ourselves. And
Mm.
it's okay not to be perfect. We're so ambitious. We can multitask, we can do everything, and then we might like just pass out. We're doing too much.
You're doing
Um, we're doing too much.
you're
So
too
just it's okay. Just take baby steps and celebrate your small wins. Another thing is to say no, right? Remember when you were that little kid, you were that 3-year-old child, and your first word was nope, nope. Go back there. Go back there. But someone tell you something, no. Can you do that? Oh, no, I don't have the bandwidth. Create your boundaries, right? So it's okay to say no. People aren't going to be mad at you, and if they are, goodbye.
exactly. Exactly. And just the whole creating your boundaries has been so helpful too with me as well. And also I love how you say like celebrate your wins. And you know what I've learned too? I've
Mhm.
even started celebrating the no win, the not win, or whatever, however you want to call it, because it's part of the journey. So a
Mm.
lot of times when I'm like, okay, that didn't happen because it was a reason for it. So
Mm.
I have
Yeah.
to really like sit in that and know if something doesn't work out, ladies, if something's not working out, it's a reason for it.
Mm.
Like figure out what you were supposed to learn from that and move on. So yes, I do. I celebrate my wins, but I really embrace the losses too, because there's
Yeah.
a reason for the loss, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So I feel like we just we carry a lot. Like women we carry a lot.
So
Uh,
much.
so that's why I love this discussion. I love this because it is so needed, and thank you so much. Um, how do you help women like develop like healthy relationships with they do you have any like clients or anything that deal with self-image issues or anything like that? Really relations like with their bodies? Because we like it's BL, it's what is it? Everybody's doing everything right now, like changing everything because I feel it's something like they feel like they're not enough. So do
Hmm.
you have any clients that you deal with on that? Any type of body image issues or no?
So the content that we create is specifically geared towards like women professionals. So we kind of like do that scope in regards to like that work-life balance. If we can, do that work-life balance, financial wellness, mental wellness, and things like that.
Mhm.
That said, I think you touched on a really good point in regards to body image. And what I would say to that is don't listen to the naysayers. I think if we kind of tap into like the relationship world, right? Whether it's like friendships or relationships or things like that, you might have someone who might comment on your looks where you might not have even noticed it before. And then someone might say, oh, you're too this and oh, you're too that. And then that can have a negative impact on your self-image. So it's just kind of like being self-aware in regards to where those internal thoughts are coming from. Is this something that you really want to change? because this is coming from you, or is this someone that someone is kind of like putting in your head? It's up to each person respectively in regards to like how they want to like navigate that, but just really understanding from like a confidence standpoint, is this something that you're seeing as far as, oh, I don't like my, I need to, maybe I want a weave instead of short hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this something that, right? Maybe I need to like tweeze my eyebrows a little bit more. Maybe it's something that's, making you feel better about yourself, or is it something that you want to like satisfy in order to, please someone else's perception of you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I remember I had somebody tell me that I needed to get a nose job. I'm like, boy, get it right. When I first moved to LA, it was an agent, and I call him out. It was Vincent, Halle Berry's manager. I met with him, and he was like, I would love to manage you. I would do this. He was like, but the first thing we got to do, you got to change your nose. I was like, I'm not changing my nose. He wanted me to change he wanted me to get a nose job. So of course it didn't work out. I remember getting in my car and bawling like, this is crazy. Like these people want me to, he had a whole list of what I'm about to change. I said, well, you're not the manager for me. I'm not changing. So,
and but I do notice that, because I know, like, I go to LA a lot. I absolutely love all of my girlfriends in LA, and I do notice that, yes, girl. And I do notice that in the creative spaces, which is one of the reasons I am down there as well, kind of like, working with my brand as well, is it's a lot of people to pick you apart. Right. And it's so difficult not to internalize that. I had my own experience when, I was down there, someone said something, and I'm like, no, I'm the ish. Well, who are you and who am I? You know what I'm saying? So it is very important to kind of like, create those internal boundaries, and also identify like, maybe you don't need to be in my space. So I'm so happy to hear you say that you cut this person off, because a lot of times what people are saying to you, they're projecting from themselves, right? So it's like, oh, I don't like this about me, or I feel bad about myself, therefore I want this person to feel bad about themselves, right? Or themselves. And it's just kind of like important to have that emotional intelligence and that understanding, where it's like, is this something that this person is saying directly to me because they really mean it? And I'm not talking about the nose job, like pick that up and throw it away, goodbye. But like, just even in regards to feedback or, whatever, is this something that actually is something I should take a look at? Or is this something where this person is just, being a hater, and goodbye haters, goodbye.
And I was just like, I'm sorry that you're not used to this nose, baby. This is
like, we're not changing your nose, Len. We're not nose, okay? We're not doing it. No, goodbye. He needed to go anyway. We don't need him. Goodbye. Send me his information,
girl. So I love that. I love that, and I can't wait to we as women, we get to a point where we embrace us, and it's just. That's what it is. We are so amazing. Women are just, I love women. We really are. Like, we are strong. We are everything, honey.
We're the best of the best.
We're the best of the best, child. So where do you see like nutrition that plays into wellness? Is that something you deal with the nutrition with your company?
Yeah, so we do talk about like self and health, right? So it is important to, stay hydrated, eat the right foods, pay attention to any carcinogens and things of that sort. So everything within that wellness wheel, and physical wellness is definitely an aspect of that. So I would just say, it's very important. And I don't know if people do this. I do this all the time when I'm shopping, is I'm reading the labels of my food to kind of see what chemicals are in there. So you want to definitely, go the more, I don't want to use the word organic because that's kind of like overly used. But yeah, you definitely want to like look at what chemicals are in your food, look at, just the different impacts as well. And then, just make sure, drink enough water, staying hydrated. We don't do that enough. Like, me, I know I'm a coffee drinker. I love my coffee all day, every day. But, those 32 ounces of water is also very important. It's good for your skin. It's good for you internally. So just making sure that you're eating like a well-balanced diet, because it definitely has an impact on your attitude, your moods. With sugar, your moods can go up and down. So, that nutrition is definitely a part of, wellness as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not getting sponsored by this guy, but I'm like, should I shout him out? Bobby Approved is an app that you can put. It's an app that you can put on your phone. So when you go shopping, you can scan like the code on the everything. The barcode, I guess that's what it's called.
Yeah.
It'll tell you if it has like the bad chemicals in the ingredients. Because I'm like, I couldn't study all the ingredients, but I'm like, now that we know better, we can do better. Like I grew up on fast food. I grew up on drinking soda. I don't drink soda. I don't eat fried food. I don't do none of that. But I like some champagne here and there.
Yeah, girl.
But it's an app that you can actually scan everything you buy at the grocery store. And I've been using that since I think the pandemic, because during the pandemic, it was like YouTube University. So I was just researching and watching everything. And I'm so glad I stumbled up on him. So it's an amazing app to use if you're not familiar with what's good, what ingredients are good or what are not. Because if you scan it, it'll say approved or not. So for those who need that, I'm gonna have to call Bobby and I just shouted you out. You better do something now. But nutrition is very, very, very important. And I enjoy, I'm not gonna say I'm the healthiest person, but I'm very like, there's certain things I just will not do. And so that does play a really big part of our wellness. So let's get into it, girl.
Okay,
let's get into these relationships, because I feel like too. I just want to touch a little bit on like we got to get our inner me together before we go into these relationships and all of these things. So, what do you think is important for women to focus on their personal growth before like entering a relationship?
Girl. It's complicated.
You gotta have that already. I'm learning that, and I'm so glad. I'm not in a relationship. I was married. I'm divorced, but I know my next relationship is going to be amazing because I've done the self work. So, what is something that you think is important that that women need to focus on before going into like a relationship?
Yeah, I would say one of the things is, you have infatuation, you have love, and then you have attachments, right? And so I think it's really important to just kind of like understand where you are from a self-awareness standpoint, and just kind of like not to bring that baggage, or at least be aware of that baggage when you're entering a relationship. So I think baggage is not necessarily, it's a bad word, but it's actually a good thing to understand that there's there, because then you can clean it up, right? So I would just say, understand that it's two human beings that are going to be entering in a relationship and that is evolving, right? So it's just kind of like that compatibility. So if you are someone who likes to learn and grow, then I wouldn't necessarily expect that from someone who isn't interested in learning and growing, right? Mm-hmm. So just understand what your morals and values are, as well as, where you see yourself in the next 5 years from an evolution standpoint, that other person is right there with you. So like one of the things is, and I am, one of the things is, people might constantly change in a relationship, right? So it's kind of like, are you changing together, or are you changing and the other person is staying behind? So just kind of like understanding that compatibility, also understanding, that who you are, this other person isn't necessarily. So just kind of like understanding who that person is bringing into that relationship and who you are, and then just seeing, if that's going to work out. What your needs are may not be the other person's needs. So it's really important to have that emotional intelligence and awareness there when two people are connecting. I hope I answered your question.
No, you answered it, honey. You answered it, and it made me think of something else. I'm getting probably a little bit off, but what do you feel about gender roles? Like, I would just want to know, like, kind of what you feel about that.
Yeah, girl. So me, I'm all for female empowerment all day, every day. So I'm going to get a little bit personal in regards to why I am the way I am and how I got to where I got. So I had two parents, right? They were married. My mother was a college administrator, and then she went and was a single parent, not single parent, Jesus, they were still married. Then she was a stay-at-home mother. And seeing her as a stay-at-home mother made me realize I did not want to be that necessarily role. That role is for some people. That is not my ministry. Okay. And so it let me understand what I want and what I don't want. So in regards to gender roles, I would say it's a lot of conversation right now, especially in our community in regards to gender roles. I think that's something that we need to kind of like talk more and kind of dive deeper in as far as the community. A lot of people are like saying, this femininity thing, or what is feminism? Feminism is kind of like a huge deal. I think right now, a lot of women are either educated or making a lot of money and things of that sort. So it's kind of like, how does that play into gender roles, right? So if we're looking at like the old school gender roles, of course we want a guy. I love a guy to like open my door, take care of things. But I think we need to kind of understand how society has evolved, and then have that conversation in community in regards to, is there a perfect fit? Because if we're still looking like historically as to how things are, and that's not how it is in 2024, then there's a disconnect. And I definitely see like a disconnect in regards to like a number of, things I'm seeing from a culture, as far as like, social media and the conversations. So I think we need to just kind of address where are we in 2024, and, the fact that women are now working, we're doing these different things. And then how do we still, make sure that we are being the woman we need to be to our man. But then also understanding like the woman's role has evolved as well. It's a complicated conversation. It is.
I think a lot of women too, I think they struggle from like their self-value and self-worth. It could be a lot of trauma from childhood. It could be like a number of things. So if you have someone like any of your clients, anyone you're dealing with, how do you navigate that? Like, how do you tell, like, how do you, what is one of like a step that you use to help them begin that self-worth journey and that self-value journey? Like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, so when we create content, we definitely create articles in regards to like self-love and self things, and self-care and things of that sort. I think therapy is extremely important when you're talking about like just kind of like childhood experiences. And again, just kind of like tying that into a relationship. When you're entering a relationship, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So you might be, doing certain things in a relationship that may be off-putting to someone else, and you're not even aware that you're oblivious. Like, what the heck is wrong with me? Why is this not working out? And everyone is just like, no, right? And it's just, and it's not necessarily this person's fault, because it's kind of like habitual. What you learned, what you saw, in your childhood, that might just be habitual to you. And you might not, it might be some things you need to unlearn that you don't even realize you need to unlearn. And I definitely 100% recommend therapy, to a lot of different people, if that's something you need, because what that does is it gives you the core in regards to how, what work you need to do. Another person is able to see you on the outside in a non-judgmental and safe space where you can kind of really communicate. Sometimes we don't even remember things that might have happened, but it's internally happening to us and projecting to others. So I would just say, a lot of times we know if something is wrong, right? Whether it's, oh, I can't make friends, my friends, I'm having issue making friends, or, oh, I'm having issues and, this isn't working out for me. So we know it's just a matter of, is this something you want to act on? Is this something that you want to reflect on to have a healthier you? So I think the first thing is to make a choice. How healthy do you want to be? How healthy do you want your inner to be? If you're fine, just kind of like being a hot mess, be a hot mess. Go for it, girl. If that's, I mean, I'm not promoting that, but if you're fine with your family issues, it's, I can't help you. We can't help you. This culture can't help you because you already made that decision, girl. I'm just saying here. And some people make that decision. But if you're someone that realized, like, I'm having this circle of confusion, I want something better, then I would definitely say seek therapy. And then also, that's the first step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm an advocate for therapy. I started therapy right after the pandemic, and it's changed my life. I talk about it all the time. I'm always saying seek therapy, because there were some things that even came up in my therapy sessions that I completely forgot about. Just, it's crazy. But we have to, even if it's like group therapy, anything, like, we have to really embrace this therapy thing, because we all have trauma. We all have gone through that we haven't addressed, and it continues to roll over and be crazy in our relationships and all of that. And a lot of times that's why I believe some relationships can't work, because they haven't done the work yet. So yeah, I'm a big advocate for therapy, y'all. So get y'all therapy if you need it, child.
And we need to, I feel like we need to talk about that in our community. I don't know why it's just such a taboo in our community to say, hey, therapy is okay. It's just like counseling. It's just talking to someone. You talk to your friends all the time. They probably don't want to hear it half the time. So a therapist is someone that you can, have an open conversation with, and you don't have to worry about judging you. It's very important to find the right therapist for you. I know that some people might seek therapists that seek therapy, and that first therapist might not work. It just wasn't a perfect fit. Just like you're seeking a relationship and you're testing it out. You want to, you're having a relationship with your therapist, but it's not a bad word. It's okay.
No, it's not a bad word. It's not a bad word. And you know what I think in our culture? I think the reason why it is such a taboo is because I know my household, it was basically like, what goes on in your house, it stays in your house.
Yes.
I think that kind of like, how I'm going to go and tell this perfect stranger all our business. So I think where it kind of stems from is probably a lot of other things. But I know a lot of Black families is like, don't be out here telling our business. Whatever goes up in this house, this is in our four walls. So I believe that.
And that's the problem, right? That's the problem. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go.
That's the problem. It's like whatever goes on in this household, right? But if this household is tearing me up, or if this household is not for me, or if this household is not fulfilling on myself, then what about what's working for me? And it's okay to have that voice, and it's just like, it's kind of where women need to kind of like stand up for themselves. And like you said, choose me first, choose your self-confidence first, choose your own self first. If what's happening in your house, it's not fulfilling your inner spirit, then, it's okay to kind of like focus on, how is this going to help Lisa and Lynn? Like what does Lisa and Lynn need in this situation?
Absolutely. And I feel like too, therapy has just been good. That's even I kind of want to touch on this just because how do you feel about the whole Cassie situation with Puffy?
I knew you were going to ask me this question.
Let me tell you why.
You're going to ask me that.
Because I was 17, 18. I was in an abusive relationship. And it was, I don't know. I don't even, I'm still struggle with why I allowed it. Even though I fought back, I did certain things, child. I did some stuff to get back.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I still stayed in something. And
Mm.
I'm just like, what insecurity, what was I dealing with to where I felt like it was okay to stay? So I just want to I mean, you can touch on just a little bit, child, but I'm just, since that's just so big right now, and I feel like women need to talk more about like being in abusive relationships, domestic
Yeah.
violence, like that. What is your take on that?
Um, I'm very emotional with it, and it's it's heartbreaking. You know, for me, it's like I try to have a lot of care and empathy when it comes to others. Specifically, my ministry is women, so it's very sensitive to me. You know, to speak on another woman being hurt, it just breaks my heart. What I will say is this. What I will say, sometimes you have something called like a cycle of abuse, right? Where you know, I think sometimes people are in situations, and I won't speak specifically on her, but it's relative to people in like difficult situations. I think some people are in situations where they're just like they're just they just can't get out. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like their brain. You know, it's just like I think sometimes they feel as though their people are beaten so down that they don't know if they're going or coming, right? And this is just anyone. This is not, you know, this is anyone in a any type of situation, you know, where they just keep going back, right? It's just kind of like first the person has broken your spirit. So maybe, you know, a person is like super excited, you know, and happy to live life and like, yeah, let's go. And then if a person is constantly like tearing you down, like you're not anything, you're this, you're that, you're internalizing those things. And then, you know, you're believing them. Like, okay, this person who I value enough. A lot of times when people have, you know, low confidence, then, and again, I'm not saying this
Yeah.
is her. A lot of times when people have low confidence, then it's like, you're looking at other people to validate you. So if
Mm,
this person that you're in a relationship with that you see here, right? So a lot of times with us, you know, in my opinion, with like abusive things, you might see a person here and you're here. No, y'all are here. You know what I'm saying? So if you already have like this need for validation, you're looking to this figure, right, that you see more powerful and amazing to you to kind of like validate you, and they're invalidating you. Then now you're invalidating yourself. So like you're not anything, I'm not anything. You're this, you deserve to be this. Okay, I deserve to be this. So already your power is getting lower and lower and lower, where you don't even know who you are anymore. Remember, when you first entered the relationship, you're here. You're like, hey girl, what's up? You've been beaten down all the way down to here, where you don't, you're not even, you're a skeleton outline of who or what you are. So now what do you do to replenish that? You're looking again to this person's validation. In order for this person to validate you, you got to please them in what way? Whatever, you know, abusive way that this person is, you know, is telling you you need to be. And it's just really unfortunate. And it takes someone to understand from like a mental standpoint. It takes a lot for a person to become strong enough to fight back up. So I mean, I would never blame anyone who is in that situation. In fact, my heart goes out to them so much. I'm trying not to cry. My heart goes out to them that they actually, you know, were, you know, diminished to that point. And now you got to climb all the way back up in order to get to where you were. And sometimes people don't even get to where they were. So it's unfortunate, but, you know, recognize those signs ahead of time, have that internal confidence ahead of time, you know, so you don't have to, you know, just kind of, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask. That was going to be my last question of what is something, um, one of the things that you recommend for women, like how do they build their strength? How do they, like, where do they get their value from? Like, how do they get to that point? Because it's a lot of women out here struggling. It's
Yeah.
so many women out here struggling and feeling less than. And just before we leave, I just want you to give, like, what is one thing that you can tell women to do to start that journey of self positivity, self worth, self value, anything like that?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things is to establish a sisterhood, right? Just there's so many different community groups and community organizations. You have like tons of Facebook groups where, you know, people are like Girls Connect, right? You have tons of social events that are free. It's important, in my opinion, to just kind of like establish that connection so you're not by yourself. And then you'll have like other sisters around you that you can kind of like talk to, you can interact with. You're not alone. The worst thing in the world is to be alone, right? In any type of situation, whether you're, you know, just have low self-esteem or if you're in like a toxic environment. But once you have someone else in your ear, picking you up. Hey girl, you can do it. Hey girl, you know, here's some affirmation. Hey sis, what's up? Come on over. Let's do a drink. It's just that social interaction just kind of like lifts your spirit. So just understand you're not alone. Grab a sister circle. There's tons of them out here. Google it online. You know, you can definitely reach out to me Instagram and I'll go ahead and send you some ones. But sisterhood, sisterhood, sisterhood.
Yes, I love that sisterhood and support. I'm actually in I'm in an organization, my sorority, but I also have an organization too it's all entrepreneurs. I think some are on here. Hey y'all. So we check in every Monday. Girl, how you doing? What do you need help with? What can we support you with? Like that has changed my life.
Yes.
Just to know that they are there, because sometimes you feel like we don't get that support. So it's so true. And I love that you said that, because reach out. Even if you feel like your own circle is not giving you what you need, there's so many other spaces to help you have that support. And it's wonderful, because they're
It's
all
wonderful.
entrepreneurs. We all deal with the struggle of being entrepreneurs. You know how this go.
Girl.
Because we eat what we kill, child. So I'm so glad you said that, because people, it's at our fingertips. Just reach out to these groups, and it's so helpful, and it's been life-changing for me. So is there anything else that you have coming up that you want to tell the people about? How can they find your beautiful self?
Well, me and Lynn have a brunch date coming up, so me and her going to
Yes,
peas in a pod, girl. We might, we can't get rid of each other.
When are you coming back to LA? Actually,
I'll be there the last week of June. I think that's BT weekend, so I'll be down there for that.
Okay, yeah. So we're done. We got it, girl. Brunch, honey.
Yeah,
I love it.
But yeah, you know, you can follow. Go to my website, which is smartgirlbrand.com, right? We also have a podcast where we have like a number of celebrity women that we're going to be interviewing. We have a magazine that's coming out as well, which I'm super, super excited about. And we're going to be featuring that in Miami and, you know, next month, and just kind of like a soft kind of situation. And then we have the full launch that's going to be coming in a couple of months. So girl, yeah, you can follow me at Lisa D. Henry on Instagram. Email is smartgirlbrand@gmail.com. And then, you know, visit my website and, you know, do what it do.
I love it. I just love you. I just love you. When I met the girl, when I first met you, I was like, that's my girl.
Should we say how we met? Okay, can I tell them how we met quickly?
Yes. Oh.
Okay. So it was so funny. I was in LA with some friends, and then I was like, all right, you know, me and her have a mutual friend. So I went to like a game night that this mutual friend was throwing or whatever. And I was by myself, and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna just make some friends. I'm here by myself. I'm gonna talk to some people. So I saw her and her girlfriend. They were like sitting next to me, and I was like, oh, she's cute. And then I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm here by myself. Can you be my friend? And she was like, sure. And it went from there. That was our interaction.
we just kikied and had a good old time, but it was fun. So, yes. But I know I'm big on energy. Your energy was amazing. So I was like, girl, come over here, see what it is. So it was great. Like I said, I love good energy. I'm only accepting good energy at this point. Child, if I feel anything else, honey, go. Child, slide to the left. So when you come out here, yes, we're gonna do brunch. We're gonna have like a girls' day, whatever. I'm so excited.
All of that. Yes.
I'm so happy that you came on my show. Thank you for being here on Clock In with Lynn. You are so amazing. And y'all reach out, support each other. Like we need each other. Y'all.
We do.
We need each other for this thing to move. So I thank you. I love you. I can't wait to see you in June. You said June.
Yeah, end of June.
End of June. And then we're going to hang out. But I appreciate you. And thank you,
Aw.
Lisa.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Memorial Day tomorrow.
What happened?
Memorial Day. I say happy Memorial Day tomorrow.
Oh, yes, girl. Yes, we're going to
Yeah.
check out.
You got plans?
Yes, cookouts all day. You already know.
I'm actually getting ready to go to a cookout in a minute. Well, 3. Yeah, 3.
So yeah.
Huh?
You have to get going. Oh, wait a minute. It's 3:00 in East
It's
Coast.
11:45 here.
That's right.
Y'all, 3 hours ahead. So you was like, you got to get going.
It's just like, we got to go. Yes.
It's 12 o'clock. It's 11:45, child. I can even take a nap. But I love you and thank you again for being here. And I'm gonna have you back, child, because you definitely coming back so we can. I love all of this. I appreciate you. I'll see you in June, baby.
Okay, boo-boo.
Bye. Bye. I told y'all it was gonna be the show, honey. I love women. I think we are the flyest thing that ever. Y'all know it. Everybody know it. So thank you guys for being here on Clock In with Lynn. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Y'all be safe. Oh, I wanted to tell y'all this story too earlier. I forgot to tell y'all. Let me tell you, when your energy is good, your energy it sparks, right? I went to work out this morning because I get up super early to go work out. And then I went to the store and there was this man, a homeless man that I always see. He was right there in front of the store. He was right there in front of the store, y'all. His name was Tim, child. He just said, oh, my name is, he said, I walked in. I was like, he's going to ask me for money. So I'm trying to figure out what amount I was going to give him or whatever. So when I was coming out of the store, he went, hey, my name is Tim. I said, okay, hey, Tim. He was just like, can I take you in there and buy you a drink? I say, not the homeless man wanted to buy me a drink. I say, wait, because I was just at 7-Eleven because I had to run in there real quick to get something. But I'm just saying the energy, when the homeless man asks you to ask you, can he buy you something? I said, this is going to be a good day, child. I still gave him a little $5 bill, but it was crazy because he was just like, oh, my name is Tim. Can I take you in there and get you something? Because he felt that energy. That's what I'm trying to say. Energy is everything. Live in your truth. Live in your passion. Live your passion. Be in your purpose. Don't let nobody take you off of it. Don't be distracted about anything that is not you. Love yourself. Like, it is so powerful to love yourself, y'all. It feels so good. And I ain't always been here. Honey, I had insecurities. I had lots of things I had to work through and smooth out. But I'm here. I'm thankful to God that he got me here. And I'm thankful to God I'm standing here with y'all. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for loving on me, supporting me, subscribing to my channel, sharing and liking, all of that. I love y'all for that. So I appreciate y'all because y'all could be anywhere else, but y'all right here on Clock In with Lynn, and I appreciate it. I want y'all to stay blessed and safe out there and really enjoy your holiday. Thank you to the veterans, the fallen veterans, and all. It's just a beautiful thing to be here in America. So I love y'all. Love you, love you, love you. Bye. Have a good one. Y'all know I sing to y'all. I sing in a minute, y'all. Give me the singing thing, but he gave me a lot, so I got to stick with it. So I love y'all. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn.